Let's now talk about DXs further. Here I'll start with discourse DXs. Discourse DXs talks about certain markers of pointing out things in a fluent discourse. You might have seen that every discourse has certain words in it which point out something or certain event or a person or certain happening uh, in, in something preceding or the following text. And all those words or markers which point out things in the preceding or following or even in the present text, they may be known as uh, discourse DXs. They are also known as text DXs, and they are available in most of the languages in the world. A few particular examples of discourse DXs can be seen in the expressions like the next chapter, in this study, the present study, etc. There are many words in English which point out such discourse DXs, and they also point out the relationship between the text and the preceding or the following discourse. I mean, what I'm saying right now may have a connection between what I said earlier or what I may say in the following lines. So there might be a relationship, and all those words which create a relationship between the present text and the text which has been said or written earlier or which might be said or written later, they are actually the discourse markers or discourse dialectics. There can be many examples cited here of discourse DXs. For example, uh, the connecting words like but, therefore, in conclusion. We have still, however, anyway, well, besides, actually, all in all, after all, etc. So some languages use morphemes instead of complete words, some certain small morphemes in order to point out certain discourse DXs. According to Levinson, the major function of these discourse DXs is uh, to create or to refer to a relationship between the utterance that contains them and something which has already been said in the prior text, or maybe something which will be said in the following text. Similarly to Loyens and some other researchers, these discourse DXs refer to some kind of propositions which contain certain information or the truth value of what is being said. In order to see this point further, let's have a look at the following examples or illustrations. We have three sentences on the screen, starting from the second line. Sentence A is, this is how birds evolved from predatory dinosaurs. You need to notice the use of word this in this sentence. In the second sentence, try to notice the word that here. That is tonight's evening news. The next sentence, try to note down the word already. As already mentioned, the three branches of the legal profession in England are solicitors, barristers, and executives. If you just see here, the use of a proximal demonstrative this in sentence A anticipates some upcoming information. It informs us about something which is following. This word this here is very much anticipating some happening to be conveyed in a subsequent stretch of discourse. In contrast, you can see that the use of distal demonstrative that in sentence B refers back to the preceding segment of the discourse. In sentence C, this is also the case with the use of already. Already so refers back to something which has already been mentioned. So the word this, that, and already are working as discourse DXs in these examples. The use of discourse dialectic can be found in most, if not all, languages in the world. They are there because all languages develop certain discourse, so they are available. These discourse dialects are available in all languages. A number of East and Southeast Asian languages have a special mechanism to mark the topic, and then after the topic, the subsequent information or clause follows. So other languages may have a different ways to mark the discourse or to point out the discourse. which has been already been mentioned or which might occur in the following sentence. But this phenomena of discourse deexis exist in most of the languages of the world.